Okay guys, this is Chris again, and today I was looking at my guitar videos and I realized it's been a long time since I did one. Honestly, I get a little bored with them. I really was over the pod go thing. I let the pod go. I sent it down the road. I don't know, I just wasn't really excited about it. I've got a pedal board here, analog pedal board that I feel like I can do pretty much everything. Only thing I kind of feel like I'm missing would be maybe like a Mel 9, like a Mellotron or a synth pedal, which I have a guitar synth. I'll talk about that someday. I had the Roland GR55. I have that one. But today I want to talk about this guitar here. This is a Gibson Firebird. This might be the oddest Gibson in many ways, or the least Gibson-y Gibson that they ever made. These came out in 1963. And again, you know, the music that was around back then was nothing like people ended up doing with these guitars. In the 70s, you couldn't turn around without seeing one of these. Johnny Winter, Mott the Hoople, Eric Clapton. There's one on the cover of Kiss Alive, Roxy Music, Leonard Skinner. Kerry Livgren played one for a while. He had a white one. They're really. I like these guitars a lot. It's not the look sometimes turns people off, and sometimes people feel like they're kind of like top heavy because they have big keys on the back, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But this guitar is a neck through. You can see that stripe that goes all the way through. The neck then goes all the way through the body, and the sides here, it's elevated. You can see it's elevated in the middle because these sides are put on. I used to work at the Gibson factory. We used to make these, and they're very labor intensive. The pickups on them are smaller than a Les Paul pickup. That's one of the things I like about them. They have a lower output. So that's why I think it's really a better rhythm guitar than a lead guitar. But a lot of guys, it's got that tight. It doesn't sound overbearing when you play it. It's got Glenn Kaiser played one in the early days of Rez. You might have seen him, a Resurrection Band. You might have seen Glenn with one of these. But I like the pickups because they're not muddy like a humbucker can be sometimes. But also the tuners on these are very interesting. See how the headstock is very fendery and it's flipped backwards, but these are banjo tuners. See how big they are, and they go straight through. One of the things that's cool about it is when the string goes across the nut, it doesn't slant in either way like you would on a Les Paul, but it goes straight across the nut to the string, and I really like that. Also notice here that unlike on a Fender, you know, your first string is longest past the nut, but on this one, the low string is longest past the nut, and I think that probably has something to do with the way that the string vibrates, because you got more low string than you do high string, and that probably affects the vibration. On this one, I have the strings wrapped over, top wrap they call it, where instead of going through the back, I go through the front and then come back over, and that gives you more contact with the bridge. It also causes less of a break angle here, so the strings are slinkier, they're smooth, they're easier to bend. If you can do your Les Paul, my Flying V is like this too, and it's easier to bend the strings. Having said that, sometimes you know, guys like these for blues. I think Stephen Stills played one. They were real popular. In the early 70s, people played these a lot, but I think just sometimes because of the shape and things, I don't know if people just felt like it was just kind of, I don't know. I think it's a cool looking shape. And by the way, it's funny, if you read about these, they were actually designed. Gibson hired a guy who was an automobile designer who designed body styles for the car industry in Detroit, and he designed this instrument for them. They approached him and said, "Can you design a guitar?" And he did. But these things are really resonant. The only thing I have on it is my my Pictronics compressor. Let me turn off the compressor and let you see how it sounds without the compressor. It's actually a little louder without the compressor. That's the neck pickup. Blues, guys like these. Of course, you get down here in the bridge, and that's not as hot usually, but it's got more bright. Actually, I think this pickup is, I'm pretty sure it's been switched out. I don't know what it is, but it's kind of more of a buff. It's a Firebird pickup, which is a little mini humbucker without the adjustment screws. Down here, it's it's going to be brighter, but I always found that the next pickups were always louder on any of these guitars. Put the compression back on it and you go. Sounds more squashed. Some people like that, some people don't. I tend to play with the compressor all the time because it just smooths out all my playing. That's the Big Tweedy Drive by Mad Professor. From getting my compression and my distortion. That's with none. That's just the amp. Got a little reverb here from the TC Electronics. My amp doesn't have reverb. It doesn't have spring reverb. It's just a straight amp. So I like to use this pedal to get a good little. Because it has several presets on it, I can get even more. But then if I want a little more gain, this is a British pedal from a company called Snake Oil. It's called The Very Thing. And it's get more gain out of that one. And then I've got the Golden Cello, which I've played on here before. This is good for just leads. Kind of toy around, with the guitars. I'm not really in a band or anything. I will work on your project for free if you're in the Nashville area, or I can record at home and send tracks to you. I've done that for a couple of friends in California and Texas recently. I love to play. I try to fake most styles. I just love guitar. It's a gift. It's a gift, and I'm very grateful for it. Handed down to me through my father and my heavenly Father, and I just love playing the guitar, all styles. But I like the Firebird. I think they're a real fun guitar in the right. You can't play Southern rock without one of these things. If you like the Southern rock sound, or just even what I call riff rock, where you go. Sometime. That kind of stuff. Anyway, it's fun. I've got another guitar. I've got a little gold top with some P90s. I'm going to talk about that sometime. And just hanging out here in Tennessee. You guys come down and see us. Most of my time I spend at Calvary Chapel in Nashville on 630 Benton Avenue. Come down and see us. Hang with us. We have some decent musicians there. We have main thing is that people that take care of each other. But that's a little about the Firebird. They're cool guitars. They're a little pricey, even used ones, man. You have to, I traded up. I got this one used, of course. I always trade. People, when they get them, they're kind of proud of them, as my dad says. They want a lot for them. This one's got a little bit of wear and tear, so I got a good price on it. But you can find them around, and I just think they're really cool. Anyway, God bless you guys. Come out and see us. Remember, music is a gift, and all the gifts of God are to be shared with others. Hope you have a great 2025, and I'll see you around.